Hi everyone, I'm right now in Qianmen. It used to be the south gate of the Chinese capital during the Ming and Qing dynasties, and this place bears a history of 600 years. On the Dangdong trolley bus, let's drive into history. How about a bite of old Beijing? China's ancient clothing culture has left a precious heritage for the world, and many of the oldest brands you can find here in Qianmen that were founded in the Ming Dynasty were clothing brands. For instance, Longqingxiang was founded in 1522, while the Ming Dynasty brought in much vitality and vigor in China's clothing culture. The history of Chinese fans can be traced to back about 3,000 years ago. They come in all sorts of shapes and design, adding to the exquisiteness of Chinese costume. During the 200 years of the Qing Empire, clothes became more poised, elegant, and glorious. Right behind me is Rui Fuxiang, a silk store since 1893. Today, Rui Fuxiang still provides hundreds of different types of commodities, including silk from the south and leather from the north. With techniques passed down from the Qing dynasty, Rui Fuxiang offers tailor-made haute couture with painstaking dedication to customizing Chinese elegance. With exquisite design and careful handicraft, these clothes, like the piece I'm trying on right now, is of high practical and artistic value. You may need a pair of cloth shoes to go with your traditional costumes. I'm holding right now a pair of multi-layered sole shoe. Look at this sole of the shoe. It is made of, guess how many? 2,100 hand stitches. Well, Neilianshen was China's first cloth shoe store, run in 1853, and this craft carries tremendous historical and cultural values. Happy Year of the Tiger! If you're a beauty products lover like I am, you have to check out Xiefuchun here in Qianmen. This is China's oldest cosmetics and skincare company. And yes, you're right, the history of this company can also trace back to the Qing dynasty. A star product of Xiefuchun is this. It's called a duck egg powder. It has nothing to do with egg, but only powder comes in a box in the shape of an egg. I remember my grandma used to wear her duck egg powder when she was younger, and I think nowadays it should be perfect for my makeup setting. How about a bite of old Beijing after discovering a fashion sense? These steamed pork dumplings from Duyichu, a restaurant that was opened 280 years ago, is definitely something to awake your taste bud. And most famous Beijing dish internationally is probably the Beijing roast duck. Here in Qianmen, you can find the original restaurant of Quanjude Roast Duck Restaurant with a history of 1.5 centuries. And check it out, each duck is roasted for about 40 minutes in an open flame oven. Beijing roast duck is served in very well-cut slices. Each slice has a piece of the skin and then perfected with a complete layer of the meat. What you do is you dip in the red bean sauce, add it with some Chinese spring onions, some cucumber slices if you like, and then wrap it up in a very thin pancake and then take your bite. After a very nice meal, how about some desserts? Here in Qianmen, you can find a pastry maker with almost 250 years of history. Let's get a taste of it. It's said that this red date pastry was very much loved by the Empress Dowager Cixi of the Qing dynasty. Well, what goes best with a Chinese dessert? I guess the answer has to be Chinese tea. It's believed that teapots made of zisha paste is the best for tea because of the special sandy particles contained in the paste. It makes tiny little pores on the teapot so that the tea inside the pot can actually breathe. Tea drinking culture in China has a history of thousands of years. In the old times in Beijing, tea shops were actually the center for social activities. And here in Beijing, you can find Wu Tai Tea Shop, which was founded in 1887. It's famous for its jasmine tea recipe. Today, it sells tea to customers in China and around the world. Chinese characters, or also known as Hanzi, were one of the earliest forms of written language in the world. And here in Qianmen, you can possibly take your first Hanzi lesson. Originated in the 1920s, qipao or qiansan became a fashion phenomenon across China. Many believe this iconic garment reflects the rise of modern Chinese women. And now I have a qipao on me. I feel like I might need a hat to go with it. Come with me. Hats and headdresses, as part of costumes, also possess technical skills that are passed down from generation to generation. I mean Shenxifu, a brand that bears more than a century of hat-making history. In the old times, hats were not only worn for keeping warm, but also represented social status. But luckily today, we can find any hat we like just to look stylish. Today's Qianmen is a mix of old Beijing and modernity. I'm right now inside a bookstore. Peking Bookstore was founded in 2017, right here in Qianmen. Just a few steps away from Zhengyang Gate, this bookstore tries to embed as much urban DNA as possible in its interior design.